It started out simple enough. Spider-Man was a smash hit in the comics and became a household name through the popularity of his 1960s cartoon show that everyone can sing the theme song to. But his movie rights were tied up in a legal battle that lasted decades. Sony Pictures were the eventual winners in 1999, who wasted no time putting Spider-Man into development, starring Tobey Maguire in the title role, directed by Sam Raimi. This 2001 release spawned a trilogy that was followed by a second franchise with 2 films starring Andrew Garfield, directed by Marc Webb. Sony canceled plans for an entire universe of films set in this world and made a deal with Marvel Studios for Spider-Man to appear in 5 films set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is where the story ended when we covered this subject in a previous video. Reportedly, talk of bringing Spidey into the MCU began over email when Sony Pictures' Amy Pascal reached out to Marvel boss Kevin Feige to ask what he would have done differently with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 after its lackluster reception by fans. These emails were part of the 2014 Sony hack that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Rumors began to swirl that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man would join the Avengers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the studios chose to recast instead. Speculation around the casting of the MCU's Peter Parker included names like Asa Butterfield and Taron Egerton, but the role ultimately went to Tom Holland, who would play the Wallcrawler in 5 movies. Some people say that Peter Parker made his debut in the MCU long before that deal went down. Tom Holland himself confirmed 3 times that he and Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige agree that the boy in an Iron Man mask raising his toy gauntlet in Iron Man 2 to face off against Vanko's drones is none other than Peter Parker. But officially, Spider-Man's debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was in Captain America: Civil War in 2016, followed by Spider-Man: Homecoming in 2017, Avengers Infinity War in 2018, and 2 films in 2019. Avengers Endgame, which would become the biggest movie of all time, and Spider-Man: Far From Home, which would become Sony's biggest release ever. At first, the deal was good for everyone with regard to the movies that they release. Marvel got most of the profits from Captain America and Avengers movies, and Sony got most of the profits from Spider-Man: Homecoming and Far From Home. Far From Home was the last movie in the original deal between Marvel and Sony, but it ended on an epic cliffhanger that kept fans buzzing for months after the movie came out. Tom Holland's deal to play Spider-Man was with Sony, who owns the movie rights to the character. Sony then makes a deal with Marvel for Spider-Man to appear in their movie universe. Tom Holland owed Sony 1 more movie than Sony and Marvel had made a deal for. Sony had already released Venom, starring Tom Hardy, and we'd all seen the trailer for Morbius, starring Jared Leto, so there was talk that Sony's plan was to take Spider-Man out of the MCU, put him in their own cinematic Spider-Verse, and hope the average moviegoer thinks it's all the same thing. Negotiations began to extend Spider-Man's appearance in the MCU, and the movie gossip blogs were packed with stories about Sony and Marvel working out a deal. The 2 sides were reportedly unable to reach a deal, and each studio issued their own statement, regretting that they couldn't work something out and wishing the other well. But fan backlash was enormous, and Tom Holland reportedly got on the phone with Disney CEO Bob Iger, pleading for him to work something out for the fans' sake. Sony and Marvel returned to the table and worked out a deal for 1 more solo Spider-Man movie that Kevin Feige would produce, and 1 more Spider-Man appearance in a Marvel team-up movie. The internet lit up when gossip started going around that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield would be part of that team-up, leading to speculation that Spider-Man's next appearance in a Marvel team-up movie would be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which will be directed by none other than Sam Raimi, and would introduce the concept of a live-action Spider-Verse that will be the focus of the next Spider-Man solo film. With the animated film Into the Spider-Verse winning Best Animated Picture at the Oscars, the surprise success of the Venom movie, and rumors of past Spider-Man actors returning to their roles, fans cannot help but get excited at the prospect of a cinematic Sinister Six joining forces across multiple movie universes to take on all 3 live-action Spider-Men. Are we likely to see a live-action Miles Morales or Spider-Gwen in the 3rd MCU Spider-Man movie? That's going to be the focus of an upcoming comedy video on The Sean Ward Show, so stay subscribed. Yo, if you like this video, you're definitely gonna wanna click join and get a hold of this, my limited edition art magazine in print, in full color, all drawn by hand by me. Limited edition in print, full color, sent straight to your house. I'll drop this, you'll get it, autographed, signed by me. Plus it's the first issue, so you're gonna be getting in at the beginning of something really, really brand new and special with this. Can't wait to be making a whole series of these and send them out. You can get the very first one. Click the join button, become a member, become a Sharmodian, join Team Super Funny, and we're gonna be grooving. We're gonna be getting down like that. It's a lot of fun. You're gonna love it. I already love it, and I know you're gonna love it. So let's do it.